here, which is one of our dope tattoo artists. Tat, tell them your Instagram name.
Tat Jesus. T-A-T Jesus.
T-A-T Jesus. And we definitely have our general manager and tattoo artist extraordinaire, Greasy. Greasy, can you tell me your Instagram name?
Yeah, it's Greasy, Greezy, the artist.
The artist. So we're definitely going to kick off this session with asking some questions. If you all are wondering who I am China, CHINA_BEATS_hair, HAIR, and I am one of the managers here. So we want to just go ahead and get started with this session. Are we going to wait for everybody? Or?
No, you can get started with questions
Okay.
now. The questions pertain to Ryan. We'll continue with that.
Okay.
We'll just go over general questions for all artists.
All right, cool. So we are going to get started with one question from Envy Meanvians. Envy, I'm not really sure, so please forgive me if I mispronounce your name. So one of the questions that one of our followers asked is, how long has everyone been tattooing and what is their favorite kind of tattoo? So how we're going to kick this off is I'm going to start over here with Shogun and we're just going to go around. We're just going to go around and we're going to see what everybody has to say. Shogun, two questions. How long you been tattooing and what is your favorite kind of tattoo?
Alright, so I've been tattooing a long time, given my age a little bit. 17 years this summer. Wait, is it this summer? Sorry, 2002. Yeah, 17 years this summer. I'll be tattooing 17 years. And I don't really have a favorite. Well, yes, I do. I think I like, I don't know. I don't know what I like more. I like collage pieces. That's what I like. Large collage pieces. But for the most part, I mean, I'm
Wait.
Oh,
We got somebody answering a question.
No, it's all good. But yeah, I'm a conventional tattoo artist though, so I for the most part like any and everything as long as it looks dope.
Okay. I'm gonna actually kind of rephrase the question so it fits you, Brittany. What is your favorite kind of piercing and how long you've been piercing?
I have been piercing for 10 years, and my favorite kind of piercings are ear projects.
Your projects, like
Yes.
the creative design, like kind of something like you have over here.
Well, kind of like my nose, the three, but like in the ear, you can do them in a line, a diamond. Those are always fun to do.
Nice.
Cute jewelry.
Nice. Katushka.
Yes,
Same question for you. How long you been tattooing and what's your favorite kind of tattoo?
I've been tattooing for almost 2 years, and my favorite kind of tattoos would be realism that contains faces,
Okay.
things like that.
Portraits and stuff like that.
Portraits and stuff. Black and gray, mostly, but I do color here
Okay.
and there.
Wonderful. Tat Jesus.
What's going on?
I don't even think at this point I have to pretty much ask the question, but same for you. Favorite tattoo and how long you been tattooing?
Been tattooing for 10 years, and I like lettering and graffiti projects.
Okay. So like the old school, what was that? Like the block lettering and stuff like that?
Yeah, but nah, more the complex stuff like Zephyr and a lot of West Coast inspired graffiti artists.
Nice.
things of
That's
that
dope.
nature.
What's up? Greasy.
What was the question?
How long you been tattooing? You totally know it. And what's your favorite kind of tattoo?
I've been tattooing 6 years full time and 12 years total. And I like doing it all.
Okay. So,
Anything but ugly stuff. I don't like doing ugly stuff.
like chin and
I'm
roses.
that guy that will tell you that's a bad idea. Get something else.
Like chin and roses.
Chilling roses. No chilling roses. Yes.
Chilling rose.
Chili
Chilling
roses.
Yeah. Roses that look like chitterlings.
Okay.
Or like lettuce.
Like
lettuce.
wilted
Like
lettuce.
chitlins.
Yeah.
Look weird and stuff like that.
Oh,
So I was trying to say chilling roses.
Chitterlings. Okay, well, we definitely have Ryan that is joining the table. I know everybody.
It's noise
Damn, who
in the
broke this
background,
chair
so can
already?
we speak up?
It's noise in the background, so can we speak up? Is this better? Okay. Ryan, I do have a question that is for
What up,
you
y'all?
specifically.
What we doing?
question and answers.
Right. Who got the answer?
You got the answers.
You got the answer. You definitely got the answer.
Sway don't.
Sway does not.
I'm saying, what's the answer number
All
7?
right. So Ryan, what is the most funniest tattoo that you've ever done on a client?
These are common questions that I don't like answering.
Great.
Because people ask, like, hey, what's the weirdest tattoo you ever did? I don't do weird shit.
Okay.
You know, what's the funniest tattoo you ever did? I have been blessed to be able to work hard, long, pause, for for a long while, to where I can pick and choose what type of tattoos that I do and don't want to do. You know, so now when people ask, like, hey, what's the weirdest tattoo you doing? It's the mindset of thinking that people just walk in that door and we got to do whatever the hell they want to do. It's a team of artists, good artists, great artists at that, and we just not here for the monetary value. So you're not going to come in and just say, hey, put a dick on my forehead just because, you know, people want the money. And they do this shit at shops, you know what I mean? But this is not that type of shop, you know what I mean? I want them to know that first and foremost about, 9MAG, what the team is. Just because we got 15 artists here don't mean everybody's here and down to do anything just cause, you know what I mean? We got a team of artists here. You know what I mean? It ain't a bunch of tap men, so it ain't a bunch of weird shit going on like that. Was it the weirdest tattoo that I've done, or what was the funniest? Funniest tattoo that I've done. I don't know. Damn. You know what? I would tell you in my history of 9MAG, the funniest tattoo I've seen. Can I say that? Because I don't really do no funny weird shit like that. You think
No.
I mean, have y'all seen me do some funny weird
I'll
shit?
take that one.
I'll take history.
I'm like real stern when it comes to that. Like, literally before it even get to me, my assistants see it, and if it's some bullshit, like 80% of that is getting cut out. Like, Ryan's not gonna do that. I'm sorry. Walk your ass into another shop around the corner. You know.
Okay, so what was the funniest one you've seen?
Funniest tattoo I've seen. Oh hell no, I can't even say that. It was a Can you kind of tell?
A little bit.
It was a I didn't do it. Matter of fact, I didn't do this.
Do we want to move on from?
It's dope though.
Do we
It's
want to
funny
move
as-
on from this?
Because it's the wrong time now. It would be funnier 4 months ago. You know what I mean? It's an R. Kelly tattoo.
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't do no funny shit. So
All right. So we're going. Wanda. That was Wanda.
that's a big way to not answer that question.
That was Wanda Smith. Wanda does have another question.
As you can tell, I don't like getting put on the spot. So, if that shit ever happened in my household, I say all that shit to say nothing.
To say.
Nothing.
Goddamn thing.
All right. Moving on to the next question.
What's up, y'all? man?
Wanda Smith, 253.
Assalamu alaikum. Wanda Sykes said what?
We was
Wanda
having a
Smith.
bros group chat down
Yeah.
there. We sorry. Go ahead.
Your eye twitching?
Her veins coming out.
Wanda Smith, 253, would like to know, has there ever been a big tattoo that was so large in detail that more than one artist had to complete it? And in order to complete it in a speedy enough time, were there more than 2 artists on the tattoo?
No, we take on all challenges here. Ain't no biting off more than you can chew. Sit your ass down, get the work done. I might draw up a little bit more than was expected, which I kind of do all the time, and might go over the budget. But the goal is to get the client something that's satisfactory. So you might have estimated for this price and thought you was gonna do like 8 hours, and it might end up being, once you draw, like, cause we all hate to be limited by the budget. You know what I mean? We all hate to be limited by the dollar amount. I don't want to dumb down what I can create for the dollar amount. I don't want to stop and be like, oh, can't do that. Because as we going, we looking like, I want to make this tattoo, this dope, this dope, this dope. So we end up drawing something. It's like, shit, I just added 4 more hours onto the tattoo. So instead of saying that, let somebody else do it, we're going to have to bite the bullet and either add them 4 hours on and do it, or extend a session and have to do it another session, But we end up getting that piece that we want as the artist, and we created it, and we didn't dumb it down, You just had to put in a little bit more extra work. You might have lost out on that money, but you created the piece that they wanted, 9 times out of 10, and pretty much 10 times out of 10, it ends up being better than what the client wanted or what they expected, especially when you just go off. So
I can see that. Rosa, I'm going to kind of bring it your way. I know you and Rugrats do a lot of tag teaming on tattoos.
oh shit, my bad. These people tattoo together. Yeah. So, hey Rugrats, come on over here, man.
I know you guys.
Let me introduce y'all to two of my artists here, new at 9MAG, Antonio, Rugrats,
Hey.
and Gatushka Rosa. They are husband and wife,
And they tag team.
and they do tag team Paul's tattoos. So they will be sitting there tattooing one person at the same time. They do it a lot. Sometimes a lot of the pieces you'll see when you click on their pages, they're tattooing both hands and both arms, and people are getting that. So that's definitely dope, and these some very dope artists. So I will tag them in my post later on, so check them out. What's up, bud?
What's up, bro?
One of the greatest. Rugrats won our first award,
Winning.
tattoo,
Yeah.
tattoo award at the convention for us here at 9MAG. So award-winning tattoo artists.
So how do you all combat that, like doing tag teaming on tattoos?
It all depends on the design. And Rugrats has his expertise. I have mine. So sometimes we just combine it, and he'll work on one part that he's really good at, and then I'll go in and do my part as well that I'm good at. So sometimes he'll do all like the flowers and all that technical clock stuff, and then I'll just throw in the face, all the softness. So, but most of the time, if it's a nice big piece, we ask the client, hey, if you think you can handle 2 artists at a time, would you? And most of the time they agree. And it's fun to have 2 people tattooing. It's exciting, actually, for me.
It's fun when you have 2 people doing
Hey.
that stuff.
Shit,
I get
right. It's
excited.
funny you got 2 people doing tattoos.
That is fun.
Shout out
It is
to
fun.
Color So Beautiful, talking about some, hell yeah, tag team me, baby.
Come on
Little
down
freak
to
body
9MAG.
ass, boy.
Rugrats and I will tag team you.
We're not selling that.
We'll sell it hard. We'll
We
sell
talking
it
about
hard.
tattoos.
You can come back though.
We are talking about tattoos. We are. Shogun, have you ever tag team on tattoos?
No. Nah.
Greasy, you? Tat Jesus? No.
You
All
might
right.
have to though, like
Gina.
do like some collaborative 9MAG piece with somebody.
Okay. Slim, have you ever had?
I will
A tag
not.
team.
All right. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
I didn't want to leave you out.
It's cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Both holes. Same time.
Wanda Smith, you're very talkative. You have another question. 253. It says, she projected it towards Ryan, but I want to project it to all the artists. She said, does anybody have any framed artwork that's actually for sale?
We got a lot of artwork here at
Definitely have a
9MAG. We actually have, y'all can't see it right now, but y'all will see it coming soon whenever you come into the shop, and actually coming up on a new season of Black Ink Crew Chicago. Y'all will get to see a little bit more in depth of the shop. One thing you will see is we have a room especially dedicated to art, meaning that the artists, we get to be in here together, but you get to step into that room and release. So pretty much every artist in here steps in there and creates pieces, and we've got endless pieces. We haven't even really started yet. Greasy's got 10 pieces on his wall already, just painted in here. These pieces are for sale, some aren't for sale. Some of them are just priceless to us. And we'll be planning an upcoming 9MAG art show too. So, just to show, the different variations of all these different artists that are in here that can do so many different things. So stay tuned for that. Yes, these art pieces will be for sale. Y'all seeing a lot of background, a lot of my pictures. There's a bunch of Greasy, Jets, Gatushka's paintings. Y'all painted something that's scary. They got them up in their booths. I'll be going to turn off the lights, and they got
And they
I
glow.
got the nun.
Like
they got the
have
nuns
glowing
from
effects.
you
What
know
was the movie?
The Nun.
The Nun.
Yeah.
they
My
got the
nun
nun
is
from
awesome.
the nun from Insidious, right?
Yeah.
And they got like the room is dark right now, and then she got a painting of
The Exorcist.
The Exorcist.
And Dracula.
Guilty.
Yeah, I do it.
I pray over them.
I,
I do pray over them.
okay, that's probably not a discussion for now.
Would you like to discuss your?
No.
Come on,
I
China.
actually,
Quit acting like Gail King.
no.
And read the question.
I would actually want to keep.
Is this
focus.
camera on?
I do want to keep.
I'm fighting for my life.
I do want to keep the focus and
Time.
swing it around the Shogun. Shogun does actually do
Swing it around the
a special. I'm not.
Shogun, swing it around the.
Shogun does a special kind of artwork. He does a special kind of artwork on actually distressed jackets. And every time we are at a convention, this jacket seemingly gets so much attention. It brings people over there by multitudes. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yep, so we got distressed jackets, custom jackets. We do oil paints on them, customize them. We add fabrics to them. And it's kind of a turning trash into treasure because usually we use used jackets from like rag stock or something. Sometimes we'll buy designer jackets and hook them up also. But it's just dope. And then every jacket's unique. Every jacket's one of a kind. And then you also be able to like pretty much use your phone to hit the what's that thing called? The QR code or whatever. And it'll bring up information and videos of us like actually making the jackets. And they're made right here at 9MAG. In the art room. Only
the art
3
room.
has been made so far. So we're working on making more. It takes time, but these are super exclusive jackets. Like like I said, only one is made. We don't make more than one type of jacket or one style. So whatever jacket you get is unique to you.
It's your jacket. So we're actually going to get a jacket so that we can show you all an example, but for time being, we are going to definitely move on and take another question.
Mine is hanging up in my office if you want to get
Oh
it.
Yeah. So
I'm trying to be real like that.
So we are going to go to Kisha Baby 312.
Kisha Baby 312.
Yes, she has a very, very interesting question, and she feels that Ryan. We're gonna pause. Oh, we are gonna pause, and we're gonna show you guys the jacket. We're gonna show y'all the jacket.
The jacket. Jacket up the one way.
Those are really nice.
Yeah. So this is Ryan's jacket.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He said he wants something tribal, so we got this strong sister back here
Strong sister.
with a
right there.
9MAG tattoo on her
Yes.
face.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this is dope.
Legendary.
Everything custom. You see this one? This one's mine. This is my imaginary
Hey, my kids are
girlfriend.
here.
And
Nice.
of course she got swallow tattooed on her forehead, just cause that's a swallow chick right there. And then we got custom fabrics, custom distressing. I don't know if they can see that.
Nice.
So it's
That
dope.
looks really nice.
We added all the fabrics and everything, so yeah, they dope.
Very, very dope.
Princess X says she loves the jackets.
Yes.
All right, Princess X.
Alright.
Tell her how they can reach you about getting.
Right now, my Instagram, Shogun_Art Chicago. We'll figure it out.
Go from there.
You dig.
So, Kisha Baby. This one is the
Kisha
first,
Baby 312.
the first part is definitely directed towards Ryan, and it says, Ryan, you look like a deep brother.
Roll that up. Let me see that thing.
I don't know how deep you want him to be.
Scroll that up. Scroll that up. I can't see that thing.
It says, Ryan, you look like a deep brother. What
Deep
books
brother.
or books has influenced you? As a matter of fact, what book has influenced all the artists? Each person one book, please.
Each person name one book, please. Still haunted by the ghost.
There you go.
Aren't
You got
you?
it. So just thank you for finding me on camera.
I feel like I say the book that is influencing me the most. When I was in transition, I was restarting 48 Laws of Power. Yeah.
Transition.
When I was in transition, not meaning getting my dick cut off and changed to a thing. I mean, when I was, in transition from my other shop and the show and, a bunch of other things was going on, I had to reread 48 Laws of Power. A lot of people have read it and understand it. And it was just giving me the rules to understanding that, when I was at rock bottom and thinking that people was going to help me out, it wasn't going to get done unless it was done by myself. And done the right way, strategically. And The Alchemist too. You know what I mean?
Great book.
Yeah, I didn't know nothing about it.
Great book.
Rachel had put me on to it some years ago, and I still hadn't read it, and I started reading it. Biggest thing that I took from it was the fact that I would sit around and talk about all the things that I want to do, and I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to do that, and these things can be, talked about endlessly, but if you don't pursue that, that shit's gonna pass on to somebody else, and then next thing you know, somebody else is doing the exact same thing that you said you were gonna do, and now you done missed out on this opportunity because you sitting here bullshitting on what you thought you were gonna do. So I jumped the gun on a lot of things now because a nigga wasn't doing it. You did? So yeah, get on that. Whatever you feel you need to do, get to it. Get back to reading 48 Laws of Power over and over and over again. There's something new every time you read it.
It is.
Especially at every new level that you at. Every new level is a new devil, and I'm trying to learn all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Greasy, what was the last book you read?
I just started Solar Dad, brother, by George Jackson.
Woo!
It's not good reading for everybody, but it's
And the spook who sat by the door.
yeah.
My
But
bad.
I recommend anything by Robert Greene. Like he said, the 48 Laws, the 33 Strategies of War, the Laws of Human Nature, Art of
50th
Seduction,
Law.
50th Law with Robert Greene and 50 Cent. If you want to get your mind right and not get caught up in no sucker shit out here, pick up a Robert Greene book.
And I read, the Life and Times of Jay Greasy. You know what I mean? Because when I was at these rock bottom places, man, I was, I'm talking about tattooing in the basement and ain't have nothing, no friends, no, relationship, no, I ain't had nowhere to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a brother who was putting all of that into me when I would be thinking that I couldn't handle it. You know what I mean? I'll be thinking that I just got to stop right there and there. So, you know what I mean? Any book that I hadn't read, like probably got 1 million, not 1 million, probably 1,000 links in my phone that Greasy was sending me every day for me to read or for me to listen to, or audio books, something that would keep me going that got me up out of that. You know what I mean? I didn't have this square footage. I didn't have this team. I didn't have all these opportunities that we have created now, a year ago. You know what I mean? And all that comes from, that knowledge being put into me that I didn't know. So listen to your elders, man, because that's been my brother since we've been in the streets. Now we here doing what we That's our OG.
Thank you, my brother.
Pat, what was the last book you read?
The
And what would you recommend?
The last book that I read was it was a fiction by
They didn't ask was the
my-
excuse me. They didn't ask the last book that you read. They said, what book did you read that has what? An
Again,
influence
impact.
on each artist.
again.
Oh, well,
front of
'Cause I
the
could have just
camera.
read Playboy and I'm like, man,
a book that influenced me. I read it a while ago. Was Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I read that back
Yeah.
in 05.
I got it in the office if anybody was.
And it I tell anybody, go grab it. It's worth its weight in gold. It's a very common sense read. It will open you up to a lot of basic stuff that they don't teach in school that you could use day to day. Different perspectives on looking at money, real estate, finances, personal relationships that pertains to finances, and actually thinking outside of the box. If you're going to try to do anything financial, it's a cover-to-cover must read.
Good. Dope. Katusha, what about you?
I
Never
don't
motherfucker.
remember-
No, I'm just
I
How
don't
to
remember.
Oros con pollo.
I really don't remember the last book I
Oh my
read.
God.
So I can't really answer this question for anyone.
Because she an artist. She a real artist. She
Shades of Grey.
paint and draw
50
all
Shades of
fucking
Grey.
day.
No, I watched the movie. I'm not gonna read the book.
The book was very good.
Yeah,
The book was very good.
yeah,
Fact.
yeah.
Oh.
This day and age, you cannot deny that if she saw a documentary that was informative, either based off a book or collectively made from books, that it doesn't have to equate to, I read the book. I watch a lot of documentaries that I learned from also.
The what was
He,
it?
Rugrats, the last book he read is called
Volar sobre el pantano.
Huh?
Volar sobre el pantano.
Fly Over the Swamp.
This swamp.
Yeah, in Spanish is Volar sobre el Pantano.
That's sexy. I
Who
don't know what
Yeah.
that means.
gonna walk in the house and say that? Think they said something
I
sexy? I know. Flies over shit.
¿Y qué te quiera?
Slam, what about you?
Go.
It's called Transparency. It's by John Kim.
Okay.
It's like everyday stuff to help you. Not a self-help book, but when you read it, it's like, oh, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those books.
Hey,
Got voices.
Slam be
Yep.
reading, man.
Yep.
Voices that we
Slam be
hear.
reading. She be reading
On
that
the
shit.
LO.
Yeah.
On the hello.
Shogun, what about you?
It was called besides the ones that brother already said, it was called The Road Less Traveled by, I believe it's Scott somebody. I don't know. But it's the first book he wrote, and he really talks about love and discipline and how with those two things you can pretty much do anything, you know. If you like something enough, if you love something enough, you'll discipline yourself to work hard at it, you know what I mean? So
Sounds good.
it was just about, discipline, love, and conquering everything.
Okay. We do have another one from Kiss Your Baby 312.
It's your baby.
It says, "What y'all turn up song that has y'all hyped to ink?"
It's called
Up one.
Up One.
Up one.
Yeah.
Up One by Lil Baby and Yellow Beezy. And then pretty much everything else we do.
But the
We
Meek
do a,
Mill's lick too, though.
Huh?
No, the Meek Mill's lick for the.
The one-
Yeah, it used to be before like it switches because then it was
It does
Freestyle by
switch.
Lil Baby. Then before that it was Uptown by Meek Mill and Fabulous because we didn't play no music until the day was over with and we was slamming this mug out. You know what I mean? And then towards the late night, we get to this R&B karaoke joint that we doing.
Oh,
Anything
Every night.
by Ron Isley.
Little,
what I mean?
little arms.
Ron Isley, Tevin Campbell,
Kelly Price.
Kelly Price,
and, yes.
people that are affiliated with them. You know what I mean?
We can't
you know,
name the other
Jodeci,
person. Jodeci.
all that.
We
You
can't
know,
name no other
Get off that
you
China.
know what I mean? And if you're scared, stay home. You know what I'm saying? But no, we do bump that Masego. You know, that go if you get a chance on YouTube, check out that Masego live with the FKJ. Ta-da.
Okay.
Oh, she saw me looking good.
Kiss Your Baby, you're very talkative.
Something so beautiful.
No.
No.
I be like,
You just blowing my ear.
China, I know you leading the interview, but why you don't be this serious all
My
the
bad.
time? Shit,
You're
man.
not-
my breath is a tart.
I'm front for
I
the
can
people.
see
Like,
it.
turn up.
I'm
One
just
time for the
waiting.
people.
Okay.
Put on some Turk music for us so she can.
No, I
I
know
want
what
to
you're
see
real
a
quick,
fine woman
and
with
then
some
get back to
Turk.
the music.
You know what? I was
Throwing
about
in
to
the
be
circle.
very shady and let you all know who I'm not. I don't twerk. I don't drink. I don't do any of that.
That's a
Just-
lie.
Rich.
That's a lie.
I don't put that fat in
Rich.
You
there.
definitely put that
Rich.
fat in
I
it.
get
Rich.
that fat put in there.
Okay.
Okay, so do you guys have any tips on proper client etiquette when getting tattooed?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Ask Shogun first.
Okay, we'll go
Oh,
to
man.
we'll go to Shogun.
Okay, first, you have to be professional at all times. All right, so me personally, you just respect people and respect certain boundaries. And for the most part, that's it. And you can kind of gauge the type of client you have. So, like, all right, if you got some guy and he's, for the most part, seem cool, you can tell from his tattoos or whatever, and you can sense it from the same hood, you could be a little bit more relaxed. But if you have somebody, that's not necessarily from where you're from or associated with the people you're associated with, you gotta, kind of keep a certain professionalism with that and know that, respect differences and things like that. Especially when it comes, I tattoo a lot of women. And for some reason, they like to get
I tattoo a lot of women too.
lot of thighs and
That's a fact.
boobs
You
and
used to
butts
be
and
that.
shit. And it's like, you just gotta keep a certain respect level, make people feel comfortable. That's the key though, is making people feel comfortable.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say was comfortability. I started in my crib. Stayed in a bad neighborhood. People were scared to come over there, but I had to rearrange things. I kind of made the sunroom and my front room, kind of look like what I thought was an ideal tattoo studio. And once they realize they in the hood, you got to make them come over there and be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You are tattooing women, and I've heard about a lot of artists before me that, were really like offensive with women. You know what I mean? And it's like, why would you do that? You know, but whatever. So like the biggest thing for me was about the comfort level, because me coming from that studio in home and then going to others private studios, that intimate feeling of being, you know, in I guess in a vulnerable setting, you know, because they're getting worked on, and then I've walked in tattoo shops and then seen, like I said, it'll be wide open, and then people come in and getting their first tattoo, and then people over here getting one right next to you, and this might be your first tattoo, and you're not even in a comfortable state watching other people get 10 hours of pain, you know what I mean? So like every design and every level that we have taken 9MAG has been about comfortability, you know what I mean? It's been about making sure every client is comfortable where they at, who they working with, you know what I mean? Because the notion of tattooing is you walk in the shop, you tell them you want something, they put you with an artist, you get it, and then you leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And most people couldn't tell you 10 years ago the tattoo they got what the name of that artist was, if they even remember the name of the shop. You know what I mean? So from that, you know, that comfort level allows for that more intimate relationship to be something that, you know, stays with the person, as opposed to just, you know, like, oh, I just went and got a tattoo, I don't know who I got it from. You know what I mean? That's what we want people to take from 9MAG.
Okay. Slam, what about you? Like, as far as being a piercer, what do you think is proper client etiquette?
Look at the phone.
Etiquette for them or me?
For the client, like,
Yes, it's
what are some
9magtattoo.com.
don't do as a client?
Oh, move. Don't move. As I'm piercing you, don't move. Don't grab me. Don't pull my hair. Don't hit me. I've had all of these things happen to me. No, piercings. I've had.
Are you talking about piercings?
Yeah, no.
Like
I've had a girl.
Sound like you veered off.
No, it's definitely happened during piercing.
Are you serious?
I've had a girl grab my hands and say it hurt. So it's gonna hurt a lot more if you don't let me go. She's grabbed my hair. I've gotten abused. So just don't move. Remain calm, and we'll get through this.
Okay. Katushka and
there is another thing. I mean, that's not talked about a lot, but hygiene.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, wash your ass.
Come
Hold on, we need snaps on that.
let's
We need
snap.
snaps on that.
Snaps on it.
Hygiene is very important, especially if you're getting a tattoo near an area. You know, your hormone levels will go up. You will sweat. Stress sweat smells more. So hygiene is very important. We're going to be very close to you. So please,
Have some mints
hygiene.
or some gum.
Can I
Or if I
add on
offer
to
it to
that,
you,
too?
don't deny it.
And you know, you're using your skin as a canvas,
Keep-
so you want to like take a bath.
That's why I say be
For real,
hygienic.
Like when we prep your skin, and I like to use 91% alcohol, because it's gonna be the dead giveaway if you took a bath or not.
Talk about skin.
Oh, that
Stop it.
Wipe it and do like this.
Cut it out.
And it's gonna look like that. All I'm saying is, you know, Bar Dub gonna run you $1.50. You get a stack of rags from Walmart for the $2.
Nah,
Just
you gonna
please.
swab them with
For
the
us.
91%.
For us,
For us.
just babe.
Greasy,
For us.
Greasy,
Going that one.
same question for you. What do you think is proper client etiquette?
Yeah, like tip. Okay.
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
if you had a great
More
experience.
snaps on that.
If you're an artist, because listen, I know some of you Chicago people have went up north and got treated like assholes and got some ink that looked weak as hell, and you was in that other people's shop and you tipped them because you felt like that's what you were supposed to do. If you come to 9MAG and you have a good experience and we take good care of you, then tip. Okay, throw that little extra $5, $10, $15 on there, especially if my man Shogun and cracked open something for you to get mellow.
Black
And
feather.
he might have sang you a tune
Black
on the
feather.
guitar, and you know China and Sparkles and them in here smiling and greeting you, and we try to make it an overall good experience. So give us a little extra something, because we ain't around here playing.
Hey, when it comes to tipping, you know what I mean? Like, we could never ask for it. What the heck? Yeah, I mean, we could never ask for a tip. You know, nobody can ever ask for a tip, but y'all got to realize, y'all tip people who wait on 100 people a day, you know what I mean? Even if you tip them $2, $3 when they serve you at the restaurant, you tip them. You know what I mean? They don't care nothing about you. It might have been bad service, you still tip them a little bit. Tip people who wash your cars and all that stuff, and we just put something on you forever. Literally just put something on you forever, and even if you showed a $2 gesture, because a lot of people be like, dang, well, I bought the 400, that was it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you put $2 on that, it's this gesture of, you know what I mean, like, this tattoo gonna be with you longer than me. You know what I mean? God forbid, but you know what I mean? So if you had the best t-shirt in the world, you know what I mean, and Donald Trump wore it, and then everybody else wore it this year, that t-shirt is not gonna be around next year. That tattoo will be. You understand what I'm saying? And it's more than the monetary exchange, but the gesture, you know what I mean, of staying connected with that artist. You know what I mean? Because you might get your appointment a little bit faster with that tip.
Like,
you know what I mean? Your next one. You know what I mean? You might be able to get your cousin in with that next one. You know what I mean? You might get a discount on your next one because of that one. You know what I mean? So it's just a gesture. If you had a good experience, you know what I mean? We very much base a lot of our percentage of what you do in here or what you take from here on customer service.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It means a lot to everybody here. We try to be flawless on that. So we just want everybody to see that, know that, and feel that. And then if you like it, leave a little something. You know what I'm saying?
Great points. I do have a live question coming from Jeremy.
This is from YouTube. Princess X asks, is anyone in 9MAG good at doing tattoos on scars?
All of us.
Everyone.
Everybody.
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 Yes.
Michael Rand's right there.
Fam.
Fam. All right, well, look,
That was the only one?
Walk number 2, like walk out of Katu.
Everything else comments.
Oh,
Okay.
never mind.
So
Hey,
scars
hey.
on tattoos.
Let me elaborate a little bit. It does depend on the scar. If it's a really deep keloid, if it's in an area that you have like tingling or numbness, like consult your physician. You can use common sense because a lot of people do come to us with different scars in different areas and they'll ask us a bunch of questions and my default is always talk to your doctor first.
And your consent form says consult your physician.
And your consent form also says consult your physician. Like, use some common sense because you don't want to drive all the way down here. And again, we're not thirsty. If we feel like it's an unsafe condition or it's not an area where it's going to be a quality piece of work, then we're going to tell you to go back home and consult your physician anyway.
Don't go get your tummy tuck and then come a month later and ask, can I cover it? You know, you got to wait like a year.
I won't
You know what I
touch
mean?
it for 3.
You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be, like, you have nerve damage in there that we can't work on. You know what I mean? And we're going to figure it out. So, yes, consult your physician, please.
Great answer. All right, La Creme Shim.
Creme de la creme, homie. Top chef, you know.
It
I
says,
like my beat. Damn.
what do you guys like most about being a tattoo artist? Slam, I'll include you as well. Like overall artist period. What do you all like most about it?
Freedom. What?
Can I answer that?
Look what we do for a living.
Yeah.
Look where I work at. Look at the people I work with. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, like.
So we'll start individually at this end of the table.
Yeah.
Greasy, go ahead.
And I love working with you guys, okay? That's what I
oh,
love.
you
most
man.
about it. I was driving the bus for Chicago for 10 years. And everybody I said I was going to quit my job, they was like, look at you crazy, you got that good job. This man right here was like, quit that job. And nobody else believed in that. But 10 years later, I'm working with these wonderful people. We built a brand up from scratch. We trying to take over the city and the world. So this is my favorite part about it, being in here with y'all every day and actually getting to come to work and create. Because I once heard a wise man say, creating is the closest thing to being a god. Every day we come together, we create dope stuff.
That was good.
Yeah, so it's y'all. That's what I love most.
Pat,
did.
the question is on you.
Yeah, it's the freedom. I can come and go and do what I want to do, and you put it in and you get it out. Like it's.
Yeah, you
It's
put it in,
love.
you get it out.
You did, you know. It's but
Put it in, it's gonna get it
it's
out.
to be able to work on, you know, self-made success is like sniffing a line of cocaine.
Yeah.
I mean,
See,
Is it anything
I've
like?
I don't know
never
what
sniffed
that's like.
cocaine.
It's
It's fact.
It's
Is it-
highly
is it-
addictive, is that what
Nah,
Is it anything like dabbing it and then getting my money once I give you the brick?
I mean, it's,
Yeah, that's, whoa,
No, wait,
I don't know.
wait.
Is it anything like dabbing?
I want to know about elaborate.
It's like tattooing is like a printing press of money. As long as you're
Hell
healthy
yeah.
and creative,
Oh,
you can
shit.
sustain yourself and get to a point where you can sustain others and give back.
Hey, yo, Gino.
So, that's what I love about it. Being able to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it.
Yo, Gino.
So, if you could draw,
Can I get some water?
you got a passion for art, tattooing. I was an electrician for 10 years before I did this. So,
Fun fact.
I'd rather do this a million days a week.
What about
than
1,000,001?
electrical work.
Ryan, what do you like most about being a tattoo artist?
I think it's the same across the board. I get to create. I don't see myself as, a dope artist. I don't see myself as a top artist. You know what I mean? Like, I can do something that is to my best of my ability. And as soon as I can work 10 hours on something, as soon as I get online and scroll something, somebody done killed it with something they doing crazy. Or even come around in here and see these artists do something that is like crazy in what I've done. So I don't pride myself on being like, oh, I'm the dopest artist, I'm doing this. But to be able to create something that people from around the world come and get from me, and they like it, and they love it, and they got it on them forever. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's dope. I almost gave up my blessing of being an artist by quitting. Like, this ain't gonna do nothing for me. You know what I mean? Until tattooing came about. Thank you. And now I can create, and I worked hard, and now it's become something that has been lucrative. It's become something to where I don't gotta work for nobody. I've done every job in the world. You know what I mean? Like, shit, I was a fucking janitor. I've done everything. You know what I mean? And now I get to come to work. And sometimes I just sit here and I'll be like, damn, man, I'm at work. I don't know how many of y'all look and think that shit. I'll be like, damn, I'm at work. You know what I mean? Like, what that Nipsey said that shit. I'd be damned if I slaved for some white cracker. I've done that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I can't get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? If somebody feel like they can get in trouble about something, they can come talk to me about it. You can't do this shit at work. You know what I mean? And then we are providing a service. We have services rendered, and we creating something that's traveling around the world. You know what I mean? People come from around the world to come see what this is about. And we put this hard work in, and, you know what I mean, just to see the result of it. Every time I hear that doorbell ring, you know what I mean? Every time I see one of y'all coming here ready to work or smiling or, not wanting to leave, it's like, that's the best part about this to me. You know what I mean? And that comes from a God-given talent to create. You know what I mean? So I think that, like I said, creating is the best part.
Dope answer. Rosa and Rugrats, for you guys.
Okay. ¿Quieres que lo conteste para los dos? Okay.
That's sexy.
See.
Okay, for us is being creative and bringing to life what the client wants. When their ideas and you create something that they love and they walk out happy, it's awesome. Like Rugrats art, like he had somebody come from Japan just to get a sleeve done, and from Detroit and other places because they love his technical work. And that's the main thing. Like, they send us ideas, and I love. It's like I come alive. My brain starts to work, and I like to give them something that they really want and going to be happy with, because it's an investment. It's like an investment on your skin for the rest of your life. So that's what I love doing. I did hair for like 20-something years, but I
20-something? How old is you, girl?
But I loved. I love changing people's moods and creating them, making them happy. So I just transitioned to do art on skin. So there you go.
Yeah.
What about you, Slim Jam?
I like meeting new people. You meet a different person every day. They have different stories. Some of them are spontaneous. Some people wait their whole lives to get piercings. I just like meeting different people. So that's all I got.
Yeah, I waited 30 years for these.
Last but not least, Shogun.
I mean, everybody pretty much answered the question already. The creating, the freedom. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. I never worked a day in my life. Never. I've tattooed.
I have. I've shoveled
and
shit.
After that, I used to draw on people with gel roll pens. So I've been drawing on people since I was about 10. I haven't done shit else. So This
There
is
you
what,
go.
this is destiny.
It was
Destined.
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 I'll say I'm not an artist, but for me.
So next,
No.
go
Did
ahead.
I just have
You set yourself up for that shit.
Yeah.
We'll keep going.
You set yourself
So
up.
the next question is from Jeremy.
Watch your eyebrow twitching. 3.
Cal, can we
Two.
get that answer from you also?
Thank you, Kyle. Gang us, pod.
Whoa.
I'll say a great part of tattooing is hearing different people's stories. You know, sometimes you become grateful in your life hearing about somebody that passed, you know, or you'll see like a scar, you'll hear about what happened and for people that have been hurt and stuff like that. So I think just hearing people's stories, connecting with people,
not a man, boy.
you know, and just being grateful for the chances you got.
All right, Kay.
Kay Calloway.
I didn't hear the question, man.
Oh, you heard it. You just a little above the question.
He been praying.
You know, but
He went to go pray some scriptures.
I'm a single person. I definitely say I'll be into the stories and whatever too. You know, what background, what history, what's going on behind the people.
Yeah, screw over boys.
Yeah, the storyline behind it. What reason? You know what I mean? What is the whole purpose of it? You know, it's a piece that's supposed to be forever. I don't really believe in cover up, but sometimes players fuck up too. So you do what you gotta do. But yeah, most definitely, what reason? It's always a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark, what's your take on this thing?
Yeah.
I heard the answer. I ain't the question.
What was the question?
What do you like most about being a tattoo artist?
Some of the clients I get. Nah,
Splash.
Splash. I'll be taking a bath. Do.
yeah, like everybody said, the connections is definitely dope. Doing portraits with people, loved ones that they lost. I literally just did my first heartbeat for his grandmother that just passed away. And that's the first I usually make them heartbeats, but it's like the actual, he took it from the actual heartbeat, to connect him with his grandma that recently just passed. So hearing that was definitely like inspiring. I know it's a member of Peaceful Health, so making that connection with him and his grandma was like super dope for me. And just being like a freehand custom creative artist where I gave it draw around their arm, create images that are on my head, or make connection with the image that's in the client head to put his face in. I was never really drawing.
You don't know that camera.
Drawing in my desk, my mom used to pay extra because I had drawings in my textbook and stuff like that. So being able to do that through skin and making money from it and being my career is, I feel like it's the best one.
Oh my God. Right on my life.
Price. You got one? Okay.
Shannon on YouTube as do you like doing conventions or tattooing at the shop?
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
We like
Yeah.
doing both.
Lit.
They are.
It's a
Love
lot of work,
conventions.
but they fun.
We have been blessed to do conventions this year with pretty much most of all of the team, to travel and for one, to have the opportunity to travel and then take these people with me and show the world what we do here every day. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool to do it here and everything that we just mentioned about doing that here every day in our comfort zone, in our home, and that experience that people get. We try to make it one that they don't get pretty much around the world in shops or with artists and stuff. So our reviews and our feedback from the people is something, as of a hierarchy, because they saying like, hey man, I had a great time there. And then we get to take that and travel and put it on the road. There's people who support you from everywhere. And sometimes you got to get on the ground and get dirty and get it out the mud and, take it to them people. You know what I mean? It's like, there's people who we just leave Louisville. It's people who in Louisville, Kentucky, who will never make it to Chicago, never get to see the inside of 9MAG, never get to experience us as artists, but we just brought it to them. You know what I mean? The same way with Philly, in Atlanta, and we want to do it in every city and every country around the world. You know what I mean? We planning up an international tour. We can't even get through 52 major cities here in a year. You know what I mean? Let alone other countries. So, we I think it's dope to be able to be on the road and then people see that, because the response is the same when we on the road. You know what I mean? They get to see and be like, man, we didn't know y'all was like this, or we didn't know it was like that, and they think what they think from the television show, But, you know what I mean, 9MAG is here to prove that it's a lot more than Black Ink. It's a lot more than Black Ink Crew. It's a lot more than the drama and the crazy and the BS that is portrayed about what 9MAG actually was and will be moving forward. So you will see 9MAG in a city near you. You will get to experience us, and we will get to experience you. So.
It was a second part to the question about what you like most being an artist. If you all were not tattoo artists, what would you be doing?
Shit.
Or
Alright. If I wasn't fighting, I'd be teaching. If I wasn't professionally fighting, I'd be teaching. I have some MMA gym somewhere.
Are you asking for the good or the bad?
It don't matter. Shit, I'm working. I don't know. Have a restaurant.
Eyes being worked.
I would have still been a salon owner and a hairdresser. You want that?
Both.
¿Qué tú-
The
qué-
plug.
¿Qué? Dice, si no estuvieras tatuando, ¿qué carrera estuvieras haciendo si no fueras tatuador?
The plug.
Construction.
No,
Oh.
tattoo is my life, you know. I'm working for tattoo for
Who gonna do that tattoo?
what about you?
I can change my world.
Dope man, dope man.
Yeah, that's me. I don't know, man. Like everything led me here.
Dishwasher.
So, yeah. I was a dishwasher too.
You were not.
I was.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I
Tad,
had to
what
do it
about
all.
you?
Tattooing chose me. I did not like.
What would you be doing if you was not a tattoo
You know,
artist?
so
Tattooing, I don't
So-
know what I'd be doing. Real talk. I don't know.
Greasy.
I'll be getting some money. That's what I'll be doing.
I be getting some, that's what I was about to say. That I
Try
would
to
be getting
vote.
some money.
Sounds sketchy.
I don't know if it would be legal or illegal. Tattoo saved my life. You know,
Yeah.
provided ways for me to provide for others, and lane for others to provide for others. So, you know, like I said, I was an architect major, but you know that fell through. Led me back to art and here and here and here. Now I wouldn't trade it for the world for any of that stuff. You know what I mean? So we do well. It's a blessing.
This
To have
question,
tattooing.
this question is for Ryan specifically. It's work in progress. It says, you used to have these block parties back in the day. Why did you stop? Also, do you foresee having them again?
Well, the block parties, you know, it was the Over East thing, you know. A lot of y'all know me now from television and tattooing and, you know, being just that. But yeah, I mean, shit. I'm from Over East. We used to have a block party over East, you know. I bring the city out, you know, to a neighborhood that wasn't, you know, desirable, but, you know, it was a respect of the city, you know what I mean? Everybody who was anybody would be there, you know, whether it be from celebrities, athletes, you know what I mean, different gangs, everything. It was a peace treaty at that time. We'd done that for 8 years over and over, you know, and it was always peaceful, you know what I mean? You know, unfortunately, somebody who was a guest, Malcolm Dowdy, had lost his life by mistaken identity at the last one that I had. And at that point, you know, it was already time for me to move it from where it was, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you can't just stay in the city. You can't just stay in the hood. And I had planned to do it somewhere else, but the plan to do it the right way fell through, and I, by defaulted, went back to the hood and did it. And when I did that, you know what I mean, it put somebody in a position to lose their life afterward, you know what I mean? And from that, you know, I didn't want to ever put anybody in that position, so I kind of stopped for a while. You know, I had to fight. You know, this man lost his life and his family lost him, and, you know, they gave me, I had involuntary manslaughter, you know what I mean? So they gave me a murder charge for somebody coming to party with me, you know what I mean? So I had to rework it and rethink it, and I've been doing that for about 6-7 years, you know what I mean? So as I have a better team now outside of just myself, I am planning to bring it back, just not on the block for my Memorial Day birthday, which is actually around the corner. So I got a whole team right here, so we're planning right now, so we'll see what's going on. You might hear about it in the next week or two. If not, I'll see you next year. But we're going to bring it back. You know, it was something that united the city, and we definitely need it again. So.
Okay, I have a question from the 9MAGLIVE page.
What up, Chels?
Have any of you ever been presented with a tattoo that you thought was too difficult, or you just honestly knew that one of your coworkers would be better, so you had them to do it?
All the time.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes.
All the time. Got to take the ego out of it when you walk through these doors. You know, nobody here is the best artist. Nobody here is the best at everything. And somebody gonna walk through that door and want something that, you know, you might not be able to do. But that's why you got a team. A team will allow for you to pass it on to somebody you know who's gonna do it better. A team will allow for you to lend that helping hand and, you know, not damage the brand by you trying to do something that somebody else can perfect. I myself, I don't like to do portraits. I have plenty other artists here that do portraits, what I know is better than me, and I'm going to tell them, pass it on to them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're going to get a better experience, they're going to get a better piece because I know it can happen. It's the reason why I hired them, it's the reason why they're on my team, it's the reason why I'm on theirs. So it shouldn't be no ego in that by passing it on to somebody else because you feel like it's something that you can't do. You know what I mean? This might be something I feel like I can't do, and I get a pointer from somebody. I'm going to call them in and ask them what you think about this, and then I might be able to do it. That's what a team is.
True.
Yeah.
I think this one is a really good question, and people do want to know. It says, what are some of you guys' influences as far as tattooing? Like, I'm guessing this person means, like, as far as other artists, like, who do you all look up to, piercing-wise, tattoo artist-wise? Like, what do you follow?
I came up under Randall Seven Crowley, black artist from Cincinnati, one of the first ones to ever accept me when people weren't accepting nobody and then encouraging people. Also Maya Bailey from City of Ink. These are my two mentors that, you know, gave me the game on how to do this the right way instead of, you know, basically the hood way. You know, and back then I was one of the only artists in the hood who was doing it professionally and teaching people about, you know, what wind bars and waves were on Japanese tattoos when they thought they was just coming to get something regular. You know what I mean? And, you know, even Shogun. You know what I mean? Shogun was tattooing for 8 years when I started tattooing. You know what I mean? So, you know, looking up to these guys as, you know, professional artists, I still learn something from everybody around me every day. You know what I mean? There's millions of other artists that we follow that we like, but those are the people who gave me the game as I was coming in. You know what I mean? So, you know, even now, shout out to Pooch. You know, it's just it's more people who teach and learn every day.
Shogun, what about you?
Right now, what I'm saying, like favorites right now, like
Right
people
now,
out
who
there
you
inspired.
watched or inspired you?
I'm inspired by a guy named Arlo Tattoos
Woo, that
because of his creativity. Like the shit's just creative as hell. Man, there's so many. David Vega for his black and gray portraits. Pooch is definitely, to me, one of the dopest.
Shout out to
looking
Pooch.
forward to working with soon. Man, it's so many. It's a lot.
Too much to name.
Too many artists in there.
Slam, what about you as a piercer? Anybody that you follow or inspires your work?
It's a guy in Tijuana named Ruben that I really like. I like his techniques. I like his freehand with a lot of his piercings. It's just smooth and clean. So I really like his work. But I just follow a lot of piercers from around the world because everybody has different styles, different jewelry. So everywhere.
Rugrats and Rosa?
Who are your
I like
favorites?
Mike the Bryce.
That's why I learned how to do my couple.
Victor Portugal, yeah, Robert Hernandez. A lot of the two artists, I love them. You know.
Yeah, mine is David Vega, Nick Hurtado,
Hurtado.
Victor Portugal as well. 'Cause,
Man.
you know, you know, a lot of artists and, you know, my coworkers as well inspire me. So, which is great. Everyone
Thank you.
inspires me.
Tad, what about you?
Cartoon from the West Coast.
Shout out to Cartoon.
Yeah, he was definitely an inspiration. He's the first person I seen do the Sharpie thing.
Yeah, shout out to Cartoon, man.
Yeah.
We got a poster in there that's framed that Cartoon sent me for opening the first 9MAG, and he gave me the game about how to grow myself and brand myself back then when this was the top tattoo artist, first $1 million tattoo artist I even heard about, you know, back then. And he had the time to sit and give me the game from tattooing, you know, 20 years already, you know. So shout out to Cartoon, man.
Cartoon, and then there's I think he's either from Australia or Sweden, guy named Harris Johnson, who's real nice with lettering. He has his own crazy lettering style.
Greasy, you?
Yeah, man. This guy right here, man. That's my whole first 5 or 6 years of tattooing. I was watching the whole 9-man crew. Like, man, their colors on point, their lines on point. They get better every day. Like, I remember when Ryan was at one of the barbecues with Ryan Henry tattoos with his phone number on the back of his shirt. I was just like, man, my nigga finna get some money in this shit. You feel me? So coming from where we come from, like, and I think Shogun could probably attest to this too, like, it wasn't a lot of black tattoo artists in the hood that was getting money and that was making it look like a profession. So it was a lot of brothers in the hood that was drawing and just quit because they didn't see no money in it. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
wasn't
Had to go back to work.
Had to go back to work. So, you know, to see him take that leap to this day, even now, still inspires me because it's like I said, I could have still been on that bus, and there's a lot of brothers out here who could have still been, you know, doing something legal or illegal. But seeing people like him, you know what I'm saying, people like some of the other guys, like, build themselves from nothing and push against those odds. So for me, it's always been the game. Like I said, this is what I always wanted to be. This is what I always wanted to work with. There's a lot of other dope artists out here. Jet over there in the cut. Jet is
We got a lot of artists that's here that's trying to tuck off. Got some
Jet
dope
God.
artists. We actually got 2 more female tattoo artists who want to be over there playing in their ass.
What?
Chelsea and Stills. Y'all want to come say what's up? We got 2 more female tattoo artists over here. It ain't just one sitting over here.
Stills actually tattooing Chelsea.
Yeah, they working, so. Yeah. But when I'm working, they want to be kicking us. I'm called playing y'all ass.
We're gonna actually ask Mark, extend a question to Mark, like, who are some of your inspirations, like, that you follow their work and everything?
Oh, am I like, y'all don't know about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it a bean. I gotta agree with that man right there. And 4,
Thank you, sir.
I ain't gonna lie, coming up in the game, I'm from over east too, so I already know about a lot of too many like black tattoo artists, especially that was just drawing big pieces on canvas and stuff like that. Like, that was just crazy to me. Like, I didn't even know about stencils back then. I didn't know what a stencil was. I thought you just draw on with markers and stuff like that. So that's how I got into the game, learning off trial and error in my basement. Had people lined up the same way, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Shout out to the basement in the front room.
Mark had been hitting me for some years, actually. You know what I mean? Reaching out to me repeatedly on Snapchat, Instagram, everything. You know what I mean? I run into him. You know what I mean? I run into him in random place, and he kept hitting me. You know what I mean? And was constantly persistent with, like, hey, man, I want to work with you, I want to holler at you, I want to do some business with you, etc. And me, you know, I was, you know, I'll be in, you know, on my focus, so I don't pay attention to it. But his consistency, you know, allowed for him to be here as one of the artists that I work with every day, that I chose to work with out of thousands. You know what I mean? So, yeah, nobody take nothing from that. You know what I mean? That's just about hard work and dedication, man. You know.
I still got some others behind me, Kate, as far as Pearson.
I mean,
What's the question?
I'm into stuff like the old school version with Pearson. So I've been looking at this chick named Gabby out of Brazil. And I was just into anything West Coast, because they kind of be established.
Hard to hear you.
Yeah.
Well, come over here.
Man, look, shit. You know, when Kobe.
Just anything off the West Coast. That's kind of where everybody kind of upgrade the style and do different little sauce. And, you know, as far as art, hell, everybody in here. You never know, I might want to tattoo myself one day messing around. Yeah, you know, everybody in here sick.
Is the inspiration like that?
Damn.
Okay, I have another question. We're actually coming to the close of our questions. It says, do you all get along?
Hell no. Nah.
Yes.
It's actually crazy how well we get along.
We get along.
So many
you know what?
us.
We get along, but just like in anything, any friendship, relationship, nobody's gonna agree on everything. You know, I always say, you know, if 2 men don't disagree on anything, or if it's 2 men agreeing on everything, somebody will follow it. You know what I mean? So we're not gonna agree on everything, and we bump heads in here all the time. Our thing is, we know the team and the business and the brand is first, so we address it and put it on the table immediately. You know what I mean? And then get past it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it ain't the friendliest conversation. You know what I mean? But before we take it out of here, or let something else come in here, you know, we gonna address it and get it on the table. We gonna get past it. That's how you grow with the people that you're around and that you work with.
Ryan, get on my nerves.
I get on a lot of people's
Breezy,
nerves.
get on my nerves.
I can't stand you either.
Kyle
Damn.
makes me sick. I want to write him up every day. But no.
China's rude as freak.
I am not.
China's
Say that again.
China's very, very rude.
Sparkle is not the nice one.
Shit.
I think that's Gemini discrimination.
There's a lot of Geminis
It's
up
a
in
lot
here.
of Gemini.
It's too many Geminis.
A lot of Geminis up in here.
Dances.
It's too
did.
many Geminis. But we do keep whatever goes. We do keep it on here. You will never find us going back and forth on Instagram, putting up posts about each other. No,
That's
no.
We bring all this shit to face value.
Yeah, we gonna handle it right here in the midst of us.
Before you can go tell somebody else, you're gonna get it told
Yeah.
to you.
So
But that's how you nip it in the butt. So
it is. So we do. It
I
says
just took our beef to Instagram right now.
No,
Let's do that. I love Instagram beef.
Sparks, you got that phone?
Who said whatever?
I did. What's up now, player?
Nothing. It says, is anyone dating each other in the shop?
We're married.
Yeah, we
No.
Oh, you gonna do it? Okay.
No.
No.
Hard no.
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 That's a dub.
I have seen Stales naked though. It's different though. It's different. It's different. Different.
What the hell Stales at?
China and Stales might be dating.
What Stales at?
Stales is actually working. Yeah, it says, do you all hang out outside the shop? We together all the time.
Ain't no outside the
Ain't
shop.
no outside the shop. There is no days off.
This ain't no funeral home either.
So we hang out outside, inside all the time. So
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Except me, I be working and then, you know, motherfuckers go out.
We still
don't be
inside
telling me
the
and
shop.
shit.
I
Oh,
don't know what you talking about.
yeah.
I don't know what you talking about.
Spark and them go out.
So slamming them
Ryan
go out.
start
Yeah.
working, ain't no-
Slamming them go out.
Yeah.
They don't like to tell.
They definitely went out. I bumped into
Yeah.
them.
What had
I said,
happened
what y'all doing on
was
this side of Chicago?
What else?
Oh, this is a good one. It says, how do you all handle the pressure of a picky client? Like someone who's indecisive, who
Call on each other.
fickle.
Shout out Dre Beats.
You need patience.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta walk away and then, you know, run into somebody out here and be like, this motherfucker. Run up. You know what I'm saying? Run up. I done do this 4 times.
No, like drawn up and everything. Like you all literally have
Yeah,
to.
sometimes, I mean, it's nothing rushed to be permanent. So I've seen Shogun draw up something for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Multiple times on the client who's like, nah, but just a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be professional,
You know, so-
patient, but as soon as you turn your back, I'm gonna go tell Ryan this motherfucker.
Tat and Greasy, what about you guys? How do you handle like a picky client?
I pray a lot.
You do. Facts. Facts. We have a prayer group. We do have a prayer group.
You know?
We do have a prayer group that meets about 6 times a day. The whole group
Family
of
that
them.
prays together, stay
Yes.
we have a prayer group.
We do have a prayer group.
Okay.
Take that.
Amen.
Sparkles, I got a question for you.
I don't answer questions.
It says, Sparkles, how is it managing a big shop?
You wrote that, motherfucker.
No. It says,
Don't say that.
it does. It says Sparkles in China.
You just wrote that shit in crayon.
I didn't. It's down here.
China answer that question.
No,
It
Sparkles.
says
you got
Sparkles
it.
and China.
Sparkles, you got it.
Definitely say sparkles in China because I read it.
Right.
I read it.
No, I ain't write that. Y'all know better.
I mean, I could downgrade you to be a janitor. You don't answer no manager questions.
No. We got some people that could be janitors. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you were
So-
talking about you not wanting to answer
No,
managerial
no.
questions,
I
so you
didn't-
can
I
either
didn't
answer it
answer
or
it, but
you know
Sparkles is
get piped
better
down
at
to the
Sparkles-
joint.
I could do that too.
Hey, we ain't doing that.
We don't even got no motherfucking job.
It's okay. It's nice.
I'm trying to get that eye back twitching, but that
It's
motherfucker.
nice.
Yeah, he loves picking at China.
It's nice.
Yeah.
So,
Ask the question, how is it to manage a team?
it's good.
Led
So-
by Gemini.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
It's good. So
We're
Like,
good
we-
people.
I would say that, like, we work well together and we complement each other and we make both each other's job easier.
this shit been hard. I've been sometimes walking away from the kitchen and then talk to one person. As soon as I walk from one person, this other person has a problem. Before I get to the couch, another person has a problem, and another one has a problem that they have to bring and present to me. So being in a managerial position, that was me just walking back to the office. Y'all got to deal with it every day. You know what I mean? So through group texts and, you know, it's hard. It's tough. You know what I mean? But I feel like working as a team, we all get through it. How you feel about that, Gina?
This question should be to you too.
What's that?
Boy, see, this is going
What's the question?
Greasy is the general manager, so we're going to present that to him too, and he explained it
I'm
very
the general
articulately.
manager because I don't have no feelings. So when you know, when people come in here and they be all whatever, I be like, what's the best route for the business, for the company? That's how I always feel. That's what it always comes down to. So I get to be the bad guy. So if you come in here one day and everybody's being nice and polite, and then I come and say something and we ask you to leave, you can blame it on me. I probably said you were doing too much, you know. But that's what comes with the territory. So yeah.
It's nice.
It's nice. It's good.
Everybody loves me, so I'm not.
Scared.
Love, scared.
One of the two.
All right.
Next question.
This will conclude our question and answer for today.
That's
We
it?
don't have any more.
No, what is it? Something about being a feature guest artist.
I don't have that.
That was on the page.
Oh.
Are there any
So how would somebody
book with
come
you?
in and be a guest artist? And then
Talk to the managers that say it's nice.
They can DM me at China_beats_hair.
And Breezy, what's your IG? Breezy, what's your
They being artists over here.
I'm sorry, we in art. I'm sorry. Can you read the question here? We just passionate
How
about
does
what
someone get to the guest spot here? How can they reach out or whatever to you?
Yeah, so there are a few people who have reached out to me and have reached out to you, but unfortunately, with everything we have going on right now, we've been a little too busy to set up concrete times for doing guest spots. I suppose once we get a steady schedule of our conventions and our events and get a little more set up, we'll be able to do guest spots. We're doing a lot right now. We did just open in January, and a lot of